We are live right now. I guess sound एक बार check कर लो अपने अपने end पे guys. How's the signs? How's the sound? How's everything? But yeah, we are live for our 63rd stream.
Yeah, we are live
ठीक
now.
है sound ठीक है ओसानी?
We are live now, huh?
Yeah, so the sound is all right. Let's begin our conversation. Good evening, guys. You are watching the Offside Takes, episode number 63. I'm Shriharsh. I've been joined by three of my really good friends. Mittul is on the way. I guess वो शायद हो पाएगा उसका तो होगा उसमें join करेगा. But I've been joined by Bishal, who is non-existent at the moment in the screen. He's there. Yeah, Vishal and उनके बाजू में Shreya. And then we have Siddhant as well. We're gonna talk about football as always. You can see, from our thumbnail what we're gonna talk about. But first, description check कर लो. There are a lot of important link over there. Telegram में आ जाओ, join कर लो हम लोगों को for यार this is so distracting. मेरा ध्यान वहीं रहेगा था. खैर कोई नहीं. So
सीजन रिव्यू का उसका
yeah, season review. So yeah, description check कर लो, join कर लो हमको Telegram पे. Telegram पे we have a very good 24/7 active चैनल नहीं मतलब एक ग्रुप वी स्पीक फुटबॉल इंडिया नाम से वहाँ ज्वाइन कर लो. हमको आप टेलीग्राम पे फॉलो सॉरी इंस्टाग्राम पे फॉलो कर लो. इंस्टाग्राम पे वी आर देयर विद ऑफसाइड टेक्स FTVL. आपको दिख रहा होगा नीचे, आपको सब मिल जाएगा डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक. और अगर आप पहली बार आए हो हमारे ऑफसाइड टेक्स में तो सब्सक्राइब करके जाना. सब्सक्राइब करने में कुछ जाता नहीं है. लेट्स बिगिन आवर कन्वर्सेशन की आज बहुत सारी चीज़ें बात करनी है. आज बहुत सारी बातें हैं. Because as you can see from our thumbnail, we are reviewing the season, how the season went in for each and every league, for all of our अपनी अपनी जो टीम्स थी, हमारी टीम्स का सीजन कैसा गया, एंड वी गोना डिस्कस all of those things. So, but before that, before we actually venture into the the club football side of things, let us focus a bit on the international football because there are quite a lot of things happening over right now. UEFA Nations League का सेमीफाइनल्स एंड फाइनल्स चल रहा है. सेमीफाइनल में तो बम्पार मैच हुआ है बिटवीन जो
भाई मतलब
स्पेन वाला मैच.
ऑफ सीजन में देखने लायक एक दो मैचेस थे.
या
मतलब ऐसे दिल को सुकून मिला कि फुटबॉल सीजन खत्म हो गया है, लेकिन वी गॉट टू सी दीस टू मैचेस.
Yeah.
सुपर्ब both the matches.
Yeah, I mean it was so whatever that I हम लोग more specifically because I थोड़ा सा a bit I watched the Spain game against France. 5-0 I guess 5-1. What is the score line? From
5-1
5-1 was the score
5-4
line. And
5-1
then
5-1 से
eventual over,
हाँ
हाँ 5-1 से वो 5-4 तक लेकर आए गेम को. 9 goals in the game. At one point, Spain looked unstoppable, but there was some comeback. We also saw some very, very good, play by Ryan Cherky, who is right now, about to move clubs. He's gonna join Manchester City soon. अभी पता नहीं कितना में क्या, but some confirmation maybe this week we'll get. But guys, how was to watch both of those matches? Yeah.
Yeah, like the first game for Germany, like, dude, this Nagelsmann is not able to like crack this German team.
Hmm.
So they're literally like how Italy went down weirdly. Germany is still going down, but no one's talking about it.
नहीं.
No one's talking about how bad Germany are playing.
Yeah.
हाँ, जर्मनी का फुटबॉल खराब है, बट जस्ट टू प्ले हिज साइड, नागल्समैन, दिस इज नागल्समैन फर्स्ट लॉस एट होम
Okay.
फॉर द जर्मन टीम.
Hmm.
Looked on the rise when he joined. That's why there was a huge thing कि नहीं फ्लिक से नहीं हो पा रहा, नागल्समैन करके दिखा रहा है. But as far as even though he's winning, the football is not as charismatic as we know Germany to be.
Hmm.
जर्मनी का आई थिंक जो
Semi-final.
वो जो अपना ये था 2014 वाला कोच का नाम
Yeah,
भूल
it
गया.
worked like a machine.
Joachim
Sort
Low.
of a-
हाँ हाँ हाँ. तो उसका टाइप का जो फुटबॉल था भाई, उसके बाद तो पूरा जर्मनी का फुटबॉलिंग चेंज हो
You
गया.
know what is the reason behind his good football? You know that reasons, na? हाँ, that is the secret of Low's energy. Okay.
बट
but
नहीं, बट आफ्टर
yeah, I
दैट
mean,
उसके
हाँ,
बाद तो नहीं हुआ है. उसके बाद काफी चेंज हो गया है फुटबॉलिंग उनका.
Yeah, yeah.
correct.
No.
And I don't think even the quality of the footballers that Germany have now is as high as it was. Like
for sure.
You don't have. I mean, yeah, you have a Kimmich who can be equivalent to Lam, but then Neuer, you didn't get a proper replacement for Neuer. Mats खेल रहा था, although on Mats's favor, he did actually pretty well. He didn't fuck up at all. Made two very good saves in that match. Um, but even then, like the center back, the strike attacking options, it's not as entertaining. Nabry is shit. Nabry came on in the second half to do something, and it was like so bad.
जो जर्मन लीग के उनके खुद के ऐसे सो कोई मिलता नहीं तो जर्मन
He
लीग में जब
started,
उनके ले लेते
Nagelsmann
हैं.
started this one guy as debut. He was also bad only. Some W से नाम है उसका Wolfden
Oh,
Storg कुछ तो एक
वुल्फस्टैग या ऐसा कुछ तो नाम था
हाँ
ऐसा
कुछ
कुछ
तो Wolf something it was. But भाई वो तो मतलब did not perform like a wolf at all. Like
But yeah, even the like both teams were attacking. The scoreline was not as
Dude,
fantastic.
Spain France was ultra
No,
attacking.
the that it's not as fantabulous as scoreline as 5-4, but even the 2-1 like was entertaining, pretty entertaining. Both sides were trying.
भाई मैंने तो सुना 5-4 वाला जो गेम हुआ that would have been PSG बारसा का चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल.
Oh yeah, I swear,
वो
man.
हाई स्कोरिंग रहता था भाई.
Robbed us of a great final. Inter
Yeah.
robbed us of a great final.
And then they themselves got robbed in the final. भाई
Yeah.
चमत्कार हुआ उनके साथ फाइनल में 5-0 आप हार 4-5 आप हारे जो भी हारे बट खैर
That is not
मेरा
a final, but okay.
But yeah, Bade Bhaiya scored a goal. That's one highlight for
Ah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he is I think going to finish with 1,000 goals, man.
Yeah, I
He
mean, yeah, he should. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ उनको ISL लेके आओ बड़े भैया को. बढ़िया.
कौन आ
Yeah.
रहा है who's going to invest that much amount of money
मुंबई और किसके पास पैसा है? Either मुंबई ना एटी के दो ही क्लब के पास पैसा है.
but yeah that is
So-
the thing with the international football because you know in
और
like
फिर
one
भाई-
next one
और फिर वो 5-4 वाला गेम भाई, what a
Hard.
game.
yeah, that game was too.
Man, but Spain ka football is fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
It's not the boring pass no
It's
anymore.
the fluidity in the game is crazy. So I remember seeing the Pedri goal. I didn't see the game, but I saw it. The Nico Williams pass, that control by Pedri and that finish, man.
It's too like beautiful to watch, man. Like
And Yamal is also still a cheat code, man.
yeah, man. Like,
yeah.
Even for like club and country दोनों के लिए वो kill कर रहा है.
भाई उसको आप जगह बता दो कि तेरे को यहाँ पे खेलने का है तेरे पास कोई नहीं आएगा पर तेरे को हर काम करने का है वहां से क्रिएटिव काम भी करना है तेरे को गोल भी करना है दैट गाय इज एंजॉयिंग द गेम एंड even Ronaldo also said some good words about Yamal. He said that
Yeah.
उसको अभी प्रेशराइज मत करो उसके अंदर बहुत रॉ टैलेंट है he will actually excel. मीडिया को उसने बोला कि उसको प्रेशराइज मत करो एंड विच इज वेरी राइट थिंग टू से बीइंग क्योंकि वी नो वो तो मेसी और रोनाल्डो थे तो वो मीडिया प्रेशर के अंदर भी कितना थ्राइव किए हैं बट ये होता है मोस्टली कि मीडिया प्रेशर हर कोई नहीं झेल पाता
हाँ, जब मेसी रोनाल्डो बड़े like when they were developing into the world's greatest,
हाँ
that time social media was not there.
या
Like ठीक है, आप डेली मिरर की गाली सुन रहे हो या फिर लेक की गाली सुन रहे हो वो अलग बात है.
हाँ
बट ये डेली हजारों लाखों लोगों का ट्वीट्स गंदा गंदा आपके मुंह पे नहीं आ रहा ना.
या एंड ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आप इस चीज को पूरा इग्नोर कर सकते हो वो आप कहीं ना कहीं से यू विल कम अक्रॉस दोस ट्वीट एंड इट प्लेज इनटू द साइकी मतलब सीधी बात बताऊं तो बट यस अभी कुछ देर में आई मीन एक घंटे
No. Third place happened.
Happened.
Third place.
थर्ड प्लेस भी हुआ या थर्ड प्लेस
was
who got it फ्रांस got third
France
Two-nil
won 2-0.
एम्बापे एंड ओलिसे गोल.
Mbappe and Olise, yeah.
Mbappe and Olise. So imagine Germany can't even get that fucking third place in the Nations League. It's kind of like didn't watch today's game to be honest.
No,
So
but how? Like I think I understand, but how do you have a bronze place ka game, man? Like why? Just for the sake of it.
हाँ मैंने
क्या चीज
होता
का
तो है.
क्या
You have a Euros
Bronze
and
के लिए.
you have Euros and World Cup
this
में
is
भी ना.
very Olympic फुटबॉल में तो ऐसे ही होता है
अपने वर्ल्ड कप में भी तो होता है.
होता है
वर्ल्ड कप
चैंपियंस
अलग
होता
और
है।
नेशंस लीग का में
वर्ल्ड कप में होता है, यूरोज में होता है,
हाँ सॉरी सॉरी, एक दिन पहले वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल के एक दिन पहले ही हुआ
पहले
था,
होता
याद आया
है।
मुझे।
हाँ
या सो दैट इज द थिंग, और अभी 1 घंटे के अंदर फाइनल है, पोर्चुगल वर्सेस स्पेन, विच वी आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू, मतलब अपने अपने एंड से पर्सनली विल बी वाचिंग दैट गेम, वेरी एक्साइटेड, क्योंकि अगले वीक से यू विल हैव द एक्शन ऑफ द क्लब वर्ल्ड कप, 14 से शुरू होने वाला है क्लब वर्ल्ड कप। तो वी विल हैव ऐप कंटेंट, बट ये हफ्ता बस वो थोड़ा सा शांत जाने वाला है, बट the transfer window is mad right now. So many transfer. We'll also talk about transfer window, but let's come to the review part of the season. Guys, I think we should start with our personal own clubs, or we should start with
हाँ
league.
हाँ हाँ।
No, we'll start with but we'll start with Osani.
Yeah,
मेरा अच्छा सीजन था इससे मैं लास्ट में बोलने
Quickly.
वाला। तुम्हारे घटिया सीजन तुम बोल दो फिर मैं अच्छा बोलूंगा।
अरे
भाई घटिया सीजन किसका बोल रहा है? किसका घटिया सीजन बोल रहा है? अच्छा हाँ, हमारा तुम्हारा मतलब मैं और श्रेया भी घिसा गया है उसके अंदर, इसके लिए बोल रहा हूँ। बट
तुम्हारा
यार,
भी था ही, तुम गलती से कॉन्फ्रेंस जीत गए।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया, गलती से ही जीत, चलो ठीक है, जीते ना। तुम जीत पाए क्या
हम्म
चैंपियंस लीग? तुम भी जीत जाते गलती से, उतना सेमीफाइनल तो हरा नहीं पाए, इंटर से हारे हो, शर्म करो। इंटर से हारे हो, शर्म करो सालो।
ये आंसर नहीं
डोमेस्टिक
चलेगा।
ट्रेबल, डोमेस्टिक ट्रेबल, ये कि नया नया टर्मिनोलॉजी निकालते हैं आए दिन। हाँ
By the way, Barca women also won the domestic treble.
ठीक है, दूध
हाँ वो
भात है
भी तो
वहां पे।
यूसीएल है।
But yes, let's start with, I guess let's talk about Chelsea then. Chelsea से ही बात शुरू करते
अरे
हैं।
अरे ओके।
अपन अपने ही क्लब से शुरू करते हैं बातचीत। अ, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट पे हम लोग का क्लब लास्ट सीजन, मतलब जस्ट आफ्टर द यू नो सीजन खत्म होते साथ पोचेटिनो को सैक किया, एंड विच वाज वेरी रैंडम, वी वर नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग कि हम सैक करते उसको। वी फिनिश्ड अबव यूनाइटेड, बट वी प्लेड द कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग, सो एक तो वो तो मेरे को मलाल हमेशा रहने वाला है, जब तक हम ऐसा कुछ नहीं करते इनके साथ तब तक। बट न्यू न्यू पर्सन इन चार्ज, एनजो मरेस्का, ज्यादा मतलब सिंगल टीम बड़ी टीम का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था। मे बी लेस्टर से थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस था, जो लेस्टर में भी उसने लेस्टर को ऊपर लाया, चैंपियनशिप से ऊपर लेके आए सीजन। And yeah, it was a very interesting decision, interesting move indeed. So लाने के बाद सीजन जैसा भी गया, फर्स्ट हाफ सीजन वी एक्सेल्ड, वी वर डूइंग फैंटास्टिक, particularly I was not expecting that we will over deliver, and just as people started hyping us up, and this guy Maraska said कि अरे we are not there, थोड़ा सा शांत हो जाओ सब लोग। We actually showed कि भैया हमारे अंदर कुछ नहीं है अभी। वो ठीक है, वो 6 महीना अच्छा था, वो हम अच्छा निकाल लिए, बट द प्लेसेस वी ड्रॉप्ड पॉइंट्स, वी वर नॉट एबल टू बीट इप्सविच वंस दिस सीजन। This is a very sad thing on our part, that Ipswich, which were the whipping boys of most of the clubs in Premier League this season, we were not able to win any match from there. But Shreya,
भाई
Chelsea
भाई
का,
तुम्हारा 6 महीना इतना अच्छा क्या मरेस को बोलो भाई इतना अच्छा मत करो कि लोग मेरे को बोले कि हाँ भाई ये बहुत ही अच्छा
I
कर रहा है।
I remember,
Times that man has said in press conferences कि we are not in a title charge.
हाँ,
ही
The
वाज
वो
रेडी।
वो 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 बात सही कह रहा था, ही वाज ट्राइंग टू डाउन प्ले, बट उसको नहीं लगा था कि मेरे प्लेयर्स सुन के इतना डाउन प्ले कर देंगे कि हम 6-7 तक गिरेंगे नीचे आके, जो एक पॉइंट पे हम आ भी गए थे अचानक से। Then मतलब तो 2025 in general has not been a very good year for Chelsea till now, although we finished on a stronger note and we won। अरे although मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना भाई, मार्च तक की बात कर रहा हूँ, मार्च अप्रैल तक मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि वी वर आउट ऑफ द यूरोपियन प्लेसेस at one point, so after that we sort of picked up and we ended up in a good place. But Shreya, what's been your take about Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean it's almost been the same, like when where we ended last season and then coming into the new season with some new players who like we saw come and go with injuries. We had a whole injury crisis as well. So we started really well, which made like everyone thinking, oh ये मरेस्का तो बहुत ही सही आदमी है, and like uh, you know uh, where was I? I lost my
हाँ मरेस्का
train.
अच्छा आदमी है, he said.
Like Maresca is the guy to like take us somewhere, but I was still like hesitant because I never really had a thing for Maresca anyway.
Little.
Like
You
I
weren't a little hesitant. You were max hesitant on Maresca. Every game you're like, अरे Maresca को निकालो, इसको निकालो, इसको
Wait, I
निकालो.
never said उसको निकालो. I was just like क्यों लिए? Like निकालो अब solution है ही नहीं ना भाई. मतलब ये
श्रेयर्स,
परिवार थोड़ी है.
कोई भी
Yeah.
स्ट्रीम में तेरे को क्लिप मिलेगी, प्लीज इसको दिखाना.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That तो I have a lot of work for Shriharsh in that case. अगर videos देखने ही है वैसे.
हाँ.
But ये आज के लिए भी करना था. Wanted to know
भाई
what we.
I tell you, मैं ना पूरी अपनी पुरानी स्ट्रीम्स जाके देखा, मेरे को दिखा ही नहीं हम लोगों ने कहाँ पे ये वाला
हाँ.
काम किया था, प्रेडिक्शन वाला. पिछली जो स्ट्रीम्स जाके देखा मैंने, कहीं पे तो हमने
But
बात किया था अपने अपना
that,
प्रेडिक्शन.
that makes a good point for all content creators की database रखना. नाम के साथ.
या एटलीस्ट
But yes,
रफली पॉइंट रखना चाहिए.
you were quite hesitant during the season about Maresca.
Yeah, I mean, I never really wanted him to come and I was like, okay, fine, जो कर रहा है करने दो भाई, मतलब ठीक है, it's okay. Then we found a dip anyway. Then we came across a whole dip. Cole started not performing. Media was obviously on our ass only 24/7. वापस से मतलब in the dressing room some issues. वो from who will be the penalty taker was such a huge conversation in our club for a long time. Like for a few games, and we saw like physically we saw things happening on the
That
pitch.
was this season
Oh,
only,
that
na?
was last
Madueke
season.
Jackson.
That was last season.
Oh,
नहीं.
that was this
Last
season.
season.
No, last
Oh my
season था.
god. So, yeah, ठीक है.
भाई
Then
टाइमलाइन
yeah.
कंफ्यूज कर दी श्रेया आपने नहीं.
No, yeah, it was this season,
Last
yeah.
season,
Last season.
Oh, wait, it was just watching
श्रेया देख अपन दोनों सेम सोच रहे, मेरे को भी यही सीजन लगा.
It was last season with Poch. Because Poch came out and said no कि
But even Enzo came out and said कि Cole.
Correct.
But
Poch
Enzo also came out and said
अरे-
Maresca also came out and said कि Cole is the striker.
वो इस साल ऐसी वो सीजन शुरू होते साथ कंफर्म कर दिया
But okay,
कि
fine.
कोई लफड़ा नहीं. Enzo
But
को-
anyway, like what I really liked in the season was how Reese slowly came up, and
Yeah.
now he's like kind of settled.
Touch wood,
Not
touch
maybe
wood.
100%, but at least 70
Touch
minutes
wood.
to settled है.
Touchwood.
Huh. Yeah. So Reese's journey has been very important because he also won the UECL as a captain, and he's been obviously come through the ranks and shit. But yeah, some very few good games to watch for Chelsea. I think every game was mostly a struggle towards the end, and like starting में अगर तुम अच्छा खेलोगे फिर पूरा dip खेलोगे ना, फिर वो मतलब you won't even feel like watching your matches like with
One
that like that much focus कि 90 minutes मुझे देखना है पूरा टीम क्या कर रहा है. There have been games I've missed
Yeah.
which were pretty missable, I feel, and I didn't even like feel guilty about it. So there's felt like that for me.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'm just saying कि one memorable match for me this season. वैसे तो बहुत कुछ है मेरे पास, but this match in general, which was the 36 match day 36 when we played Newcastle and we were playing away. We lost that game. 10 men Chelsea played better football, better. I mean, the best second half football of the season that I've seen from my club. So that was a huh?
Jackson red card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jackson red card first half, and then the second half we played. That match was one good, very good match. We played Tottenham, and then we thumped them 3-point lane as always. That even the new stadium is also for us. Then I guess West
No,
Ham game.
I was happy with the fucking conference final, man.
Yeah, that was
Like,
anyway. That
that
was
was a
anyway good.
turnaround. That was एकदम end because obviously for me fresh memory only.
Yeah.
Uh,
Recency bias.
हाँ,
One game that I remember, which I was very surprised.
यार यूनाइटेड के गेम्स अच्छे नहीं हुए थे.
किसके?
यूनाइटेड.
Draw एक draw और एक
यूनाइटेड के बोल दिए कि
Yeah,
गेम्स.
the first one we drew ना. हाँ, sad.
अच्छा, योर गेम्स विद यूनाइटेड. नो, लाइक यूनाइटेड का सीजन ही खत्म रहा है, तो कहां इनके गेम्स के बारे में बात कर.
One more game that I would like to list is the one we played against West Ham when they came to our Stamford Bridge, in which, if you remember, this guy Jackson scored 2 quick goals and solo effort वाले गोल मारा था उसने. And I was like, oh my god, ये क्या है? ये आदमी मार सकता है ऐसे
भाई
गोल करके?
भाई मादुएके वाले गेम
By the way, Wolves, this place stinks
Wolves game.
bad as something he said
नहीं,
in
Shriharsh,
uh,
we have to speak about the Jackson hype you started in the start of the season.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes.
what did I
I
say?
remember that.
श्रीहर्ष का जैक्सन हाइप था जब ही
मेरा क्या hype था?
गाली दे रहे थे जैक्सन को कि देखो ये मार रही है ये कर रहा है
ये हमारा स्ट्राइकर है, इसको विलारियल से लिया है, ये मारेगा।
भाई मेरे को क्यों याद नहीं है कि मैं तो उसको पिछले सीजन से गाली बक रहा हूँ भर भर के। भाई आई डोंट नो कहाँ से आ रहा है ये, मेरे को तो
We
नहीं याद आ
need
रहा
to
है।
talk about your Jackson का ये।
maybe now a homework for both of you because you agreed to this and then Vishal as well, that you guys go and you guys find out where I said it, because I cannot remember me completely praising Jackson भाई कि ऐसा है वैसा,
अगर
इतना तो
समझ
हाइप नहीं
इस
किया
पे
होगा
नहीं
मैंने।
रहेगा तो ऑफ स्ट्रीम तो है, फॉर श्योर है।
भाई यार श्रेया have you heard me do this thing?
I can't remember, to be
See
very honest.
again
एक सेकंड, अबे उसको
Like, I
इजी
can't remember. So you're asking the
जिसका
wrong person. Vishal
I'm
only
telling
knows.
you, जिसका
remember.
हाईलाइट ऑफ द सीजन इज रिसेंसी बायस, तो उसको स्टार्ट ऑफ द सीजन पूछ रहा है।
नहीं श्रीहर्ष का
Very
था
wrong
जैक्सन
person.
हाइप था I remember
You guys
मेरे
remember
को
the
याद
shit
नहीं आ रहा,
I also can't remember.
मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा। ठीक है, जब मैं तो खैर छोड़ो, आगे बढ़ते हैं।
But yeah,
So
like, yeah, just ending the season with like some great performances by Caicedo, by Enzo Fernandez also, and by Cucurella.
Cuckoo,
Colvin is
particularly in
doing a
second half of the season. Second half of the season,
yeah,
he is the
Cucurella
star
second
player.
half. Yeah, Gusto has dipped. Some players have obviously dipped in performance. Cole, theek hai, like I'm not gonna judge him, but like okay, he also dipped. Fact is fact. Madueke dipped. Madueke was never fucking consistent. Sancho was like a good sub, I would say, like a good loan spell. अच्छा किया, ठीक है, जाओ. Done. Good with Sancho. Then which other players? Gusto dipped. Tosin was never there for me anyway.
No, Tosin
Uh,
was fine for me. मेरे लिए तो Tosin was fine.
तुम लोगों ने मिड सीजन किसी को लिया था क्या? मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा।
नहीं,
विंटर में आई डोंट थिंक वी डिड
विंटर में
एनीथिंग
हमने ये हमारा शायद पहला ट्रांसफर विंडो, इसमें वो पूरा शांत था विंडो
Yeah.
हमारा विंटर।
yeah we
मेरे
didn't
को
do
याद नहीं
anything
आ
so
रहा।
now yeah like that was like the season review for Chelsea but yeah let's move to United.
Yeah, let's move to United. United. Tell me about
United. United.
Okay.
I mean if somebody told me that United would break a lot of records this season I would not have planned what were the records that were broken. Would not have guessed.
Okay.
The first season ever where United has not won 2 PL games back to back entire season.
बाप रे बाप.
First season where we went 8 games without a win.
8 games. Okay. Wow.
This is proper mid-table performance.
yeah.
Worse.
You
The
fuck.
only reason Spurs and United are not relegated is because the other 3 teams were horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
इसमें से अगर
I never
एक
showed
एक क्लब भी अगर थोड़ी सी चैलेंजिंग हो जाती ना तो हवा बंद हो जाती, मालूम टॉटनहम की तो एटलीस्ट.
अरे स्पर्स का तो गारंटी भाई 22 गेम हार के दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम एनी टीम हैज लॉस्ट 22 matches and not gotten relegated.
And qualified for the UCL.
I qualified for the UCL.
Insane.
मैन.
भाई
कैसे होता
भाई
है ये?
सोच अगर वो रेलीगेट भी हो गए
Only
रहते,
made
चैंपियनशिप भी पहुंच गए रहते, बट यूसीएल खेलते थे कि हाँ भाई हम यूरोप जीतते.
But yeah,
crazy.
so that's one thing. Lowest point tally since 97 98, like which was like Saf's first season.
Oh my god.
उसके बाद अपना lowest point tally है, most number of losses for United. So every bad record you can think of, United has broken it this season. And this is from an entry point where I believe I would have said that United will come 5th.
हाँ.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
नहीं,
you
I
did.
remember
Amazing.
start of the season जब Ten Hag was still there. और तुमने उसका भी सैकिंग काफी तुमने डिले किया था.
Correct, correct. Because we started horrible. We started horrible because we were by October we were 12th.
उसके बाद और 4 पोजीशन हमारे माने के बाद आ गए.
So, मतलब Amorim is the worst follow-up manager one can have. It's like, and two teams have had that. एक तो United और एक वो Southampton Zurich के साथ. Because it became worse. Also RVN with Leicester, just horrible after coming into power.
RVN with Leicester तो was tragedy only, man.
United was also tragedy. If you
But
if you
Leicester
count
के लिए
only
थोड़ा ज्यादा
PL.
खराब लगता है ना.
If you
Who
count
cares
PL
about
only,
United?
United.
So see the hope was high because second season, although we played bad, we won the FA Cup. We got signings really early. Zirkzee MDL was done immediately. Even Ugarte came pretty early in the season. So the fact that United was proactive for, like, after a long time, United was proactive in the market in the summer.
Euro was this season, last season.
Sorry,
Euro
Euro was this season. Euro was our first signing.
Then he got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in pre-season only he got
Ugarte was
injured.
also this season, no? Ugarte,
Hey,
Zirkzee.
Ugarte was
Zirkzee, I remember
this
you guys won your
चार
first
चार
game
चार
and
signings
Zirkzee is, scored the goal in your first game
Fulham
and we
against
cursed
Fulham.
it. We cursed it in our
Yes,
this place that भाई कि अरे हो गया मतलब भाई ये लो हो गया इनको मिल गया
yes.
स्ट्राइकर करके अभी अच्छा करेंगे. उसके बाद बताया इन्होंने कि हम अच्छा नहीं करेंगे हम तो टट्टी हैं करके इन्होंने पूरा
उसके
बताया.
बाद पूरा सीजन जर्सी 0.5 स्पीड पे खेला है.
I swear, man. I swear. But yeah, I mean, four transfers in places we actually needed. It was a very good transfer, like a proper 7 out of 10 transfer window for me. But then what transpired was like ETH हग रहा था ETH. वो अपना स्टाइल उसका स्टाइल 2 मैच में दिखा.
He got found out in 2 games.
2 games. He got found out after 2 games. वो दिखा. And then just see defensively, Amorim tried something, it was not working. Then later on in the half, it was kind of working, I would say, because defensively, if you see, our numbers have become better after Amorim joined.
Dude, the start of the season, Onana was so bad.
So good. What are you talking about? Start of the season,
I mean,
Onana
last
was
season,
fantastic.
sorry.
Two out.
Start of the season, Onana was fantastic to a point. I apologize to Onana. I said
Yeah, sorry. That was last season, I think I remember.
incorrectly.
वो last season गंदा था. ये season, I think he was better.
Yes, ये सीजन started
हाँ.
amazing. फिर एमोरिम आने के बाद ओनाना जो हगा है, also उसके साथ में बाइंदीर equally हगा है, except that one match against Arsenal
हाँ.
Yeah.
where he saved the penalty.
तो I think Harry Maguire को भी बहुत ये कर रहा था. वो भी अच्छा किया फिर.
Maguire this season two good things happened in my opinion. One, Maguire redemption. Number two, this shirt.
That was the only 2 good things.
Only 2 good things entire season.
By the way, just reminding our whoever is watching और फिर बाद में कोई देखेगा, we will be doing rank the jersey this season as well. आगामी होगा वो. अभी रुकते हैं बस yeah, just in case because it was quite fun what we did last time around. It was very fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our attack, man. My goodness gracious, it was horrible. Uh, Garnacho, Ahmad got injured, which was a huge setback. That the amount that we have missed Ahmad.
Yeah.
Because summer in the winter transfer after Amorim came, Anthony left, Rashford left, Sancho anyways नहीं था season starting से. And he was stuck with Højlund Zirkzee because Mount नहीं है, Mount injured हो गया बैठा हुआ है.
And most of those players that left the club on loan have killed it personally.
I wouldn't say Rashford has killed it, but
he had a okay season.
he had
I
a
mean,
very
considering what he was eventually when when the United first half में, when he was not getting starts, he was out of favor with manager. A lot of things were there. उसको
Correct.
वहाँ ऐसे मिला गया, उसने थोड़ा सा तो अपने आप को रिवाइव किया है.
थोड़ा सा. Initially he was very good, later he declined.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the attacking lineup, Højlund, I have not seen a player digress so bad. It's horrible. There is a video of him इस नॉर्वे मैच, नॉर्वे वर्सेस इसका, सॉरी डेनमार्क वर्सेस किसी का मैच था, एंड वहां पे वो दौड़ रहा है, उसको एक थ्रू बॉल मिला है, वो देखते देखते बॉल देखा ही नहीं, उसके पैर के पीछे लग के बॉल कहीं और चला गया. लाइक इट्स जस्ट गोइंग बैक टू वर्स.
हाँ,
Only Bruno saved our season. We would be relegated if not for Bruno. Bruno had a fantastic fucking season.
Yeah.
Bruno had a good season, yeah.
In
No doubt.
numbers, he has like absolutely saved the season.
But this team cannot go on like that.
I mean, now we'll talk about the future when we talk about the future, but the worst, I mean, eh, there's no way I can sugarcoat it. This was the worst season of United me or even people older than me have seen in their lifetime.
Sad. Sad indeed.
It can just only go upwards.
Yeah,
It can only go upwards. So,
yeah.
You never
इससे
know.
हाँ एक
nah,
बात है, क्या मालूम आप बोल रहे हो अपवर्ड्स अपवर्ड्स, अभी आपको क्या बोलते हैं, अब भी खराब करके देता हूँ, अब भी खराब करके देता हूँ और ये सीजन रेलीगेट हो गए. यू नेवर नो.
नहीं होगा ना, अमरिम निकल जाएगा भाई. यू थिंक अमरिम विल स्टे फॉर अनदर एंटायर सीजन अगर ये चुतियाप चल रहा है?
But I
वापस
don't
10
know
हाफ जैसा
how you
स्टार्ट हो
guys
जाए.
are, how you guys are able to sign player. You guys are signing Mbuemo. You guys are signing. You guys are. मतलब you
Cunha.
guys are
Cunha.
confirmed signing
Cunha and
Cunha,
Goal.
and
Cunha confirm
Gyökeres
हो
is
गया.
also is with you guys. I mean, आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, आप लोगों को निकाल रहे हो, but आप प्लेयर साइन कर रहे हो.
फनी थिंग, यूनाइटेड का पास पैसा है. Whatever, I don't understand the economics behind it, but in the PSR rankings, if you see, United is third best in the list. Aston Villa is fucked.
Yeah,
Because
Aston Villa is
यार
fine, yeah.
यूनाइटेड के पास रेवेन्यू बहुत है ना, बिजनेस तो बहुत बढ़िया है, क्लब अच्छा नहीं हो.
I was
पैसा बट वो पैसा ही गायब हो रहा है, पैसा दिख ही नहीं रहा है.
वो बिजनेस तो बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है.
मैं HITC करके एक चैनल देखता हूँ ऑन यूट्यूब, उसने एक अच्छा वीडियो बनाया यूनाइटेड के फाइनेंशियल्स को लेकर, और मैं समझ रहा था, मतलब आई गेस जो आप लोगों ने अपना फर्स्ट लॉस रिपोर्ट किया था कोविड सीजन में, दैट वाज योर फर्स्ट लॉस दैट यू रिपोर्टेड इन 15 इयर्स,
Yeah,
और
because
उसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स.
Glazers keep drawing 1 billion every year.
भाई उनको तो कैश काउ मिल गया था, मेरे को लगता है.
And like imagine how big United's revenue needs to be if the owner is drawing out 1 billion every year and then still you are in the positive that you, because हमारा selling कुछ नहीं है, अपन player sale से कुछ नहीं पैसा कमाते. We have
Yeah.
not had paisa from players in sales in a long
It's
time.
merchandise, it's licensing, it's
Exactly, the brand is so big that the money comes in.
yeah, that is the biggest reason behind the money that you guys get it. 2005 से लेकर 15 years streak, it's a very strong streak that you showed. You guys were earning well above on an average 150 million के आसपास, तो on an average हर season you were profit था जो आपको निकल के आ रहा था. So I mean you guys were doing good. So I guess you are reaping the benefits of like वो 15 जो seasons निकले हैं आपके on a string. You guys were
The
reaping benefits
biggest
from there.
thing that happened to United was कि the moment this entire globalization happened, 90s and early 2000s, United was the biggest team,
Yeah, yeah, indeed they were.
which took the heights. Like उस time पे जो बच्चों ने फुटबॉल शुरू किया था, like us, they started following United, and we are now growing adults who have the money to buy merchandise, to go to the stadium, to do all the shit that gives United revenue.
Yeah, that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that way you guys are still able to buy players. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now since we are done with two of our clubs, let's move to the person who has, I mean, domestic trouble uh, and spoiled a lot of things for Barcelona this season. Osani, sum up the season that Barcelona had. I mean, in like whatever minutes you want to take. Sum up.
The only club out of all of us to win 3 trophies. But okay.
हाँ ठीक है, चलो चलो, हाँ हाँ.
But I think first season for Flick, and I'm really happy कि start अच्छा हुआ था. हमारा भी start अच्छा हुआ. बहुत अच्छा किया start. भाई बीच में दिसंबर के बाद जो हगे
हाँ
हम कि लगा कि गया टाइटल. अब गया, अब मैड्रिड ले गया, एथलेटिको ले गया. Because both those teams caught up.
Yeah.
उसके बाद क्या फ्लिक ने क्या छड़ी चलाई. तीनों चैंपियन जो ये थे cup competitions, league, and to some extent even Champions League. All those games were entertaining, man. Post December, all games were entertaining.
they were.
दिसंबर तक मेरे को डर लग रहा था कि भाई हम गए. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे फॉर्म आया. मैड्रिड और एथलेटिको का फॉर्म गया. एल क्लासिको में तो भाई 4 गेम्स में तो मजा आ गया भाई.
The
Best
most,
season of El Clasico.
yeah, most memorable season for a Barcelona fan when it comes to El Clasicos.
16 goals to 7.
मतलब
It's
वो
going
बोलता है ना अपना कुत्ता बना के रखा है भाई रियल मैड्रिड पूरे सीजन में.
and
घोड़ा
तुम एम्बापे का सोचो. वो आया, उसने 30-35 गोल मारे.
उसके
And
बाद
38 गोल्स
Yeah.
उसने लीग में मारे. बट वो कुछ नहीं उखाड़ पाया अकेला.
Yeah, but
विनीशियस
he won 2 trophies. Today was asked that PSG won without you in the press conference. You didn't win any trophies, a trophyless season gaya, and he's like, what do you mean no trophies? We won 2 trophies. You don't watch the games or what?
कौन
But
से
I
दो
think
ट्रॉफी जीते थे इन लोग?
They won some 2 trophies, some domestic.
यूएफए
Nothing.
सुपर कप यही जीते थे. सुपर कप को भी इसी में गिन रहे हैं क्या ये?
Maybe.
Super Cup.
लास्ट
भाई
ईयर का जो फाइनल ये था.
ये इन लोग
अच्छा,
जीते थे ना चैंपियंस, तो इन्हें जीते थे पिछले साल वाला. पता नहीं सुपर कप ये जीते होंगे, हो सकता है.
But yeah, domestically, first trophyless season for them, which was
Yeah.
a good thing for us, because
Yeah, I mean, of course.
like the first season of Flick, and he's proved why he's one of the greatest coaches, and he's won a sextuple at Bayern.
बाप रे,
मतलब 6 ट्रॉफी मारना भी कुछ, it's not
मजाक नहीं
a
होता भाई.
joke.
It's not a joke. Indeed, it's not a joke. And I mean
And
one
उसने जो
season,
फिटनेस लेवल्स
हाँ उसने
फिटनेस लेवल्स क्रेजी कर दिए उसने. हर
तैयार कर
हर
दिया.
प्लेयर का फिटनेस लेवल.
नो डाउट उसने पूरा तैयार किया है बार्सिलोना को. प्लस मैं ये भी इस सीजन बार्सिलोना में ये देख के लगा कि भाई द क्वालिटी ऑफ प्लेयर्स यू हैव गॉट फ्रॉम योर अकेडमी. You guys don't even need to buy any players. You were in shambles. You were pulling levers left, right, and center. There were a lot of things which were wrong from the financial aspect of Barcelona. But man, the fucking quality. I mean, it is, as much as I hate saying this, but Barcelona and their academy is like
I think
untouchable
it
at this
was,
moment.
I'm not going to say it was a good thing that happened, but it was probably a blessing in disguise that we found all these young players. And I think this season has to be a credit to Xavi as well. I've already said this.
हाँ,
But what Xavi has done last season to get players that the club matlab, he wanted. He signed Leva, he got Rafinha, he got Koundé. He gave chances to all the young players in the season before this, so that Flick could also utilize them at a different level.
yeah, and he did that.
शावी शावी ने
But,
उनको स्टार्ट दे दिया और उन्होंने फ्लिक ने उसको यूटिलाइज किया बस.
Utilize
Yeah.
कर दिया, no doubt, no doubt.
Sidetracking a little,
Hmm.
um, this season have been for two managers. It shows that how different national level coaching is than club level coaching, because Flake was horrible with Germany.
Yeah.
Like, to a point that people said that his Bayern treble was a gimmick, or it was a something like that. He was horrible with this thing, Germany, and so was apna luckily with Spain.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Enrique,
Enrique.
Luis Enrique.
लकीली पे मुड़ गए.
Enrique, he was horrible with Spain.
Yeah.
Comes to PSG, absolutely kills.
Plus
He is
he had a fantastic bias, which he even, वो हर जगह कहता भी था कि he didn't used to have any Real Madrid players in
Yes,
Spanish
correct.
squad. My
भाई वो
God.
तो अपने जमाई राजा को इतना खिलाता था.
Oh,
Ferran Torres.
हाँ,
Yes.
yeah. Well, I mean Barcelona anyhow.
But then I think Germany का जो तू बोला, now we can see that no coach can coach Germany. Germany खराब ही हो गया.
I mean, at least in the results side
was
of it.
Tuchel this worse?
Germ-
Yeah,
Tuchel?
Germany.
he didn't go Germany yet. Oh,
No.
yes.
No,
आई मीन जैसे इंग्लैंड का लग रहा है, अगर वो हेंडरसन खिलाएगा जैसे तरीके में लोग खिलाएगा तो भैया
भाई
जल्दी
कल
से
Not
का
उसको।
मैच
He was not at
भाई,
all happy. Roy Keane was also not at all happy with the game.
no.
nobody was happy. I was
When
also
you
not happy with
when
that.
you play Henderson, you play Reece James at left back, you play Curtis Jones at right back. भाई क्या माल फूक के आए
कल
हो?
कल पीक टुचली बॉल था.
But then
तुचलिबान।
Tuchel blamed it on the players.
Of course he did. Tuchel has always blamed it on the players.
He will do
I
that.
mean, as good as he is as a coach, no doubt about it. But Tuchel has always blamed his players.
Not always.
He has, even at Chelsea.
Not always.
See, before Tuchel was getting like that second half of the 2022.
I will not hear slander against Tuchel
Okay,
ever.
wait, wait.
Never.
Coach, no
Hey,
doubt
we were
about it.
talking about Barca. Shh.
Sorry.
But
Yeah,
also,
but I was scared that Tuchel might take Barca job, man.
oh yeah, man.
Mhm.
At the start of the season, yes. And but also
But
when
you should be glad you didn't get him.
dude,
Everything works out.
Chesney, what a signing, man. क्या signing है वो? वो
भाई,
आया
Can't show
10 सेकंड का ACL हो गया. He's like कि मैं रिटायरमेंट से आके टीम को बचाऊंगा. और उसने वही किया.
भाई उसका उसका मन था कि अब तो हो गया रिटायरमेंट, खेल लिए जितना खेलना था क्लब फुटबॉल, छोटा मोटा क्लब फुटबॉल अभी फिर भी खेल लेंगे अपन, मस्त अपना सिगरेट पियेंगे बैठ
और वो
के,
बच्चों
मस्त
के साथ
एंजॉय
खेल रहा था
करेंगे।
भाई.
हाँ हाँ
बच्चों
वही
के
बोल रहा,
साथ खेल रहे हो.
वही बोल रहा, ही वाज सॉर्टेड, आई मीन उसका उसका हो गया था, उसका मन भर गया था, बट फिर उसको बुलावा आया, स्पेसिफिक बुलावा आया भैया, क्या बोलते हैं बार्सिलोना से कि आइए सर देखिए, टर सद्दाम है, मतलब इंजर्ड हो गए हैं गंदे तरीके से, तो टर सद्दाम के जगह इनको एक अच्छा ही क्या बोलते हैं एक रिप्लेसमेंट है ना, ही डिड अ गुड जॉब, इंडीड ही डिड अ गुड जॉब।
शेजनी, but यार ये जो पोकेमॉन्स खिलाए तुमने इस साल, all of them.
One player who didn't even play the season, but I'm excited to watch him next season is Mark Bernal.
Mark Bernal.
CDM खेल रहा है वो.
Yeah.
ये आके बनाते बनाते ही चला गया। स्ट्रीम गया या नहीं?
ना ना
स्टीव नहीं गया, मैं
But that is one player that I'm looking forward for next season. I
Mark
know he
Bernal.
won't start because De Jong has capitalized on like this season. उसने बहुत ही अच्छा खेला है. But then जब भी उसको chances मिलेंगे मुझे लग रहा है he'll do well. And maybe on future signings, let's see how it
FDJ
goes.
says he wants to stay.
अरे उसको कब छोड़ना था? उसको तो जिंदगी में ही छोड़ना था।
FDJ का हर ट्रांसफर विंडो में हाँ भाई ये जाएगा रुक जाता है.
नहीं, बट एफडीजे ने अभी तो बोला कि नो नो आई वुड लाइक टू स्टे एट बार्सिलोना,
And-
एंड इफ समथिंग हैपेंस, अगर कोई इंटरेस्ट आता है तो मैं मूव कर दूंगा, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, बट मैं आइडियली रुकना चाहूंगा यहाँ पे।
Flick has his trust in De Jong and he wants De Jong to continue.
तो फिर हाँ
मतलब
रुकेगा।
जो एएक्स वाला De Jong था वो देखने मिल रहा था अभी ये सीजन.
ये उतना भी नहीं है।
नहीं
भाई
दिख रहा
खोल
था.
दिया उसको, जितना उसका रबड़ी रोना हुआ था पिछले 2 साल 3 साल में, वो सब
या
खत्म हो गया।
एंड उसने पेड्री का पूरा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कर दिया इनटू वर्ल्ड क्लास मिडफील्डर.
No, but what worked best for Flick is he knew how to rotate the players, how much, like he didn't overperform Pedri.
हाँ वही तो।
Pedri बहुत limited amount में use किया, which helped Pedri also.
But Yamal तो overperformed in that case.
Yamal overperformed, overworked.
Yeah.
Overworked.
Extremely overworked.
Still some people have the audacity to say कि अरे भाई 8 ही गोल
और
म्यूट पे तो
mute
म्यूट
पे.
पे।
I don't know
हाँ, ये।
how wait I have to
मैं आपको बता रही हूँ। तेरा ऑडियो।
is it better now?
हाँ डमशराट्स खेलते हैं।
अभी मेरे को जानना है उसको क्या बोलना है.
तेरा ऑडियो डिवाइस चेंज कर.
हाँ डिवाइस चेंज कर।
माइक्रोफोन डिवाइस चेंज कर.
तेरा माइक्रोफोन गया।
Wait, उसका माइक्रोफोन नहीं
Now
वीडियो भी गया
I
लगता
guess
है.
hello
हाँ
भाई,
भाई.
अभी
all
आ
of a
रही है।
sudden it happened, oh my
अभी
god,
नहीं आ रही है।
माइक्रोफोन पकड़ के बैठ.
पकड़ के हाँ ऐसे कर।
ऐसे
hello
हाँ
इसको ऐसा कर देता हूँ ना, बेहतर है ऐसे।
हाँ।
अभी अच्छी आवाज आएगी आई गेस। मैं अच्छा कह रहा तो, कह रहा था मैं, अरे यार इन लोग
यमल।
हेलो हाँ
हाँ,
I am audible. I don't know what are these issue, man. एकदम कुछ क्यों हो रहा है ये. हाँ मैं I was saying about Yamal. So what I'm trying to say is, भाई, still people have the audacity to say that Lamine Yamal has only scored 8 goals this season. But look at the creative output of that guy. That guy has a defining season, I guess. पिछला सीजन भी उसका बहुत शानदार था, but ये सीजन में he is possibly, आई मीन, भाई मेरे हिसाब से तो यार दे देना चाहिए यार. बैलोन डियोर वगैरह का तो यही है आसपास. देखते हैं क्या होता है.
ब्रो आई रिमेम्बर सेंडिंग आई थिंक विशाल और समवन, उसका एक ट्रिवेला पास था ड्यूरिंग
हाँ
द सीजन.
हाँ.
एक दो पासेस उसके ऐसे हो चुके जो ट्रिवेला पासेस कर चुका है. एंड क्या एफर्टलेसली दिखता है यार वो.
you don't get like फुटबॉल, किसी का फुटबॉल देख के अच्छा लगता है, उतने प्लेयर्स नहीं होते आजकल.
एंड ब्रो
Because
यूसीएल का भी
these
जो
days you
ग्रुप
have so many
स्टेज.
system players, इतने सिस्टम प्लेयर्स मिलते हैं कि विजुअली अट्रैक्टिंग फुटबॉलर नहीं दिखता जो कि यमाल प्रोवाइड कर रहा
And
है.
if you remember when the matches of UCL were decided, जो ये फर्स्ट टाइम जो होने थे लीग मैचेस,
हम्म.
उसमें बायर्न हम फेस कर रहे थे, तो मेरी बहुत ही हालत टाइट हो गई थी कि ये अभी
ये
बायर्न
खत्म
वापस
है.
आया, हमको डर लगा.
हाँ.
और जो मारा है भाई बायर्न को, जो पेला है उनको, 4-1 मारा. आधा तो हमने जो बदला था वो पूरा कर दिया. 8-2 का 4-1 तो कर दिए.
हम्म.
बट ये सीजन यूसीएल में भी बहुत ज्यादा आउट परफॉर्म किया है. सेकंड या थर्ड हम फिनिश किए थे
करेक्ट.
आफ्टर द लीग स्टेज.
You were second, Liverpool was first, you were second.
एंड like all the matches post that, also the knockout games, the Benfica game that happened 5-4, all games जो थे comeback. Dortmund game we took a good lead in the first leg, but the second leg we messed up. And the Inter game has to be talked about, man. That Inter game was defining, man.
या इंटर
And
गेम.
it was sad to see that match. Like इतना अच्छा मैच देख के भी लग रहा था कि साला फाइनल में नहीं गए.
Yeah. But
It would have been fun.
Osani, like not discussing next season too much, but do you think Flick's Highland gets found this next season?
It was found, but still we ended up being
So,
very
I
low.
mean, do you mean कि it's like if you score, we'll score more वाला football?
हाँ, मेरे को वही ये सीजन वही लगा क्योंकि इतने हाई स्कोरिंग गेम्स रहे. बट वही है कि जो इन ला लीगा द ओनली प्रॉब्लम इज टॉप 3 टीम्स छोड़ के बाकी टीम्स में उतना फायर पावर आगे बचता ही नहीं है कि भाई तुम गोल मारोगे.
यस.
वो 3 टीम ही है जो वही चलाते रहेंगे पूरा लीग. तो एथलेटिको और रियल छोड़ के एक आधा बार मे बी जो ये सोसिएडाड हो गया, ये एक आधा कोई टीम हो गया, वो निकाल देगा एक आधा दिन. बट देन जो लोअर टीम्स है दे डोंट हैव द ये. जैसे प्रीमियर लीग में कोई भी एक टीम तो उठा ले वो हरा देगा बड़ी टीम को, वैसा इधर नहीं होगा.
Correct.
On
इधर
their
easy
day,
होगा.
on their day, they will end up beating
हाँ.
Marathi. We lost to Ipswich, man, this season. I remember it.
कितने बार बोले वो पता है.
No, we lost
हाँ,
once
एक
and one
draw.
draw we played. Yeah.
It was a draw.
Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah,
But
let's move to transfers.
yeah, huh?
अच्छा ओके. ठीक है, और कोई सीजन रिव्यू?
ना सीजन रिव्यू. आई मीन थोड़ा लीग के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. लीग वाइज भी तो मतलब
हाँ,
लीग में बहुत
okay.
कुछ चीजें हुई हैं.
We have to
Let's
talk
start
about
with Premier League because obviously 3 people.
Majority wins.
Majority wins. Yeah, we live in democracy. Premier League was this season was बहुत सारे changes थे top club में. All you saw Klopp going out and a new manager coming in. There was changes in Chelsea. There were changes in the lower half. Some coaches changed here and there. कुछ changes इस बार हुए थे. Significant changes थे. And इस बार शायद लग रहा था, और मैंने तो ये प्रिडिक्ट भी किया था कि शायद ये सीजन आर्सेनल उठा के लेके जाएगी बिकॉज इट वाज एप्ट फॉर देम टू.
और तूने कर्स कर दिया.
भाई वो जो भी हुआ, बट मेरे को अभी भी लगता है कि वो कभी ना कभी तो होगा. पर ये सीजन का मेरे को लगा था कि ये होगा भाई, बिकॉज इससे बेहतर टाइम नहीं हो सकता था. स्लॉट ने ना साइनिंग करी ना कुछ किया, बट भाई उसने लिवरपूल को फिर भी वहां तक पहुंचा दिया. Pep Guardiola, even after having his worst season in City, finished 3 points, just 3 points lesser than what Arsenal finished. So I mean, Arsenal
What?
repeated the second position.
Arsenal
This
fucked in between, na? Beach mein. I don't know why I did
sandwiched.
that.
I would like to say that is better to use. Sandwich. They were sandwiched between Liverpool and Manchester City.
Not
Uh,
safe for videos.
but yeah, the fight was actually on for a quite a long time. Arsenal were into this race, but उनका जो साका इंजर्ड हुआ, जो उनका हावर्ड्स निकला, और जो फिर उनका वो पूरा जो एक उनका कोर जो
वो जो
थोड़ा सा इंजर्ड इंजर्ड हुआ.
Arsenal का season can be defined by the fact that
ओडेगार्ड भी नहीं अच्छा
they
खेला.
had no strikers this season, but they didn't sign anybody in Jan.
And they are getting Sesko almost
तू तू
now.
सोच, लिवरपूल का ड्रॉप भी हो गया फॉर्म में, उनका
Yep.
लीड कम हो गया था, वो यूसीएल से बाहर हो गए थे, उनका पूरा लिवरपूल का फुल ये चल रहा था, तब भी आर्सेनल नहीं निकाल पाया.
Why that is why they're called as Arsenal, isn't it? I mean, we all know.
And of course, like PL saw the rise and fall of two clubs which nobody expected: Nottingham Forest and Brentford.
Yeah, yeah. I even to an extent I will say Brighton were also good. Crystal Palace were a revelation in the second half of the season. जब से इन्होंने
Yeah,
कुछ कुछ साइनिंग करी थी इंटरेस्टिंग विंटर वाली, तो मतलब ये कुछ टीमें थी जो एक्चुअली एक्सेल करी हैं अपने पोजीशन में. ऑल्सो टू एन एक्सटेंट आई विल से वुल्व्स भी, क्योंकि वुल्व्स ने जिस लेवल का अटैकिंग फुटबॉल
नहीं
खेला
नहीं
है.
यार वुल्व्स को करेंगे.
नहीं आई थिंक, बट
no, Wolves
instead of,
come
I
up
think,
with a great,
नहीं
fantastic
these
second half.
clubs I agree,
और करे रहते थे.
these clubs I agree, but in these clubs there were individual standout players who
या
excelled throughout the season.
हाँ.
कि मटेटा हो गया पकड़ो,
Fucking
मटेटा killed it.
He played so
अरे
hard
I
against us
remember
in the game.
very well. There was a time that I used to have two defenders in my FPL from Crystal Palace. They were
Line.
defensively so good in one point of the season. So I mean, they
हाँ
finished
Even
12th.
Muniz
Muniz.
stepped up
Munoz.
almost.
Munoz.
Munoz, yeah.
हाँ वो जफर जैसा दिखता है जो.
हाँ. So I mean, these team, and considering Crystal Palace, and क्योंकि ये जो कहा गया है ना कि this season is about the underdogs, all of the underdogs winning something. So happy for
Not
Crystal Palace, man. A lot of the
99.
क्रिस्टल
underdogs.
पैलेस क्रिस्टल पैलेस उतना कुछ किया फिर भी 12th. कैसा कैसा तुम लोग 12th आता है रे ये.
तू सोच, out of the London teams, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Palace भी पकड़ ली, Palace भी लंदन में ही है.
हाँ.
3 teams won the trophy, and Arsenal still finished without a trophy.
और इनका कमबैक होगा. फुलहम और ब्रेंटफोर्ड भी तो नहीं जीते कुछ.
हाँ. अब आप अपनी कंपैरिजन ही जब उनसे करते हो तो हम क्या ही बोल सकते हैं. बट सो ये वहाँ का हाल रहा प्रीमियर लीग पे अनफॉर्चुनेटली जो टीमें आई
All
वही
the
टीमें
good
नीचे
teams
गई हैं.
came. Yeah.
मतलब दिस मीन्स द कंपटीशन कमिंग फ्रॉम द चैंपियनशिप इज वर्स. इट्स गेटिंग वर्स every season. I mean,
It'll
No,
get
no,
worse
no.
next season.
I
I
am interested in
But
seeing
I
Leeds
think,
this season. इस बार मेरे को Leeds को थोड़ा
the
लग
thing
रहा है.
is that the same crop of teams is just recycling.
Yeah, and you know what? Like there is always two teams which are recycling and one random team coming up. Whether it be Nottingham Forest 3 seasons ago, Luton
Burnley.
last year, bloody
Ipswich अभी आया,
Ipswich this
Ipswich.
year. Now Sunderland are for the upcoming season.
but Sunderland will already be tipped to go down also.
Oh, believe me, I am tipping Sunderland to play as bad as Southampton.
Oh yeah, and I think let go of this guy.
Joe
Joe Bellingham is gone to
Bellingham is gone.
Dortmund.
I'm like 100. This is my early PL prediction that Sunderland will be as bad as Southampton.
Okay. Already we are finishing the last season and we are already getting some prediction for the next
तुम
season.
सोचो, जो वर्स्ट टीम इन द लीग, उसके दोनों मैनेजर्स रेंजर्स और अटलांटा को लीड कर रहे हैं अभी नेक्स्ट सीजन. मतलब तुम क्या ही हो रहा है.
How? How on earth is Zurich getting any job, leave alone Atalanta? How?
रसल मार्टिन भी
This is what
रेंजर्स.
happened last season. Bloody that bald company got buying job after relegation.
And I
भाई
don't know how many we have to count someday. मालूम हो सकता है अगले स्ट्रीम में काउंट करके बैठेंगे भाई, कितने सेरिया में कितने मैनेजर आने आने जाने, क्या कर रहे हैं,
We'll
किधर
talk
पासिंग
about
का
it. We'll
पार्सल
talk
चल
about
रहा है
it.
इनका। हाँ, बात करते हैं इसके बारे में।
We have the numbers.
बट मे बी a team which I'm very sad about, जो कि अच्छा कर रही थी इस सीजन, which was Nottingham Forest. They were the actual, वो बोलते हैं ना, breath of fresh air in the top 6 line, I must say. It was unfortunate that they slipped, and they slipped pretty bad. They ended up, they are now gonna play in the Conference League next season. So उनका एक था, मैं उनका वही चेक कर रहा था. So from game week 16 to game week 29, for like 14 game weeks, मोटा माटी इसको आप कहेंगे 3 साढ़े 3 महीना, they were constantly in third position.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
not a joke by any means. That's not
ये
a
भाई
तो
joke.
आया वो
Chris Wood, भाई Chris
पिच
तो
पे।
Chris Wood है
नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट ने सपने अच्छा दिखाया कि हाँ भाई हम टॉप 4 में फिनिश करेंगे।
वो है ना,
With
सपने
reality,
सपने देखना अच्छी बात है, सपने
सपने
दिखाया
में।
उसने.
बट वो
He
रियलिटी जब हिट हुई,
he did what Girona did last season in La Liga.
Yes, they did. And
Yeah,
I'll be interested in knowing कि क्या नूनो उस टाइप का ही कुछ इस सीजन दे पाएगा आसपास,
yeah, really.
since you
ना
will have more competitions to play also.
तब वही वही प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है कि जब this like last season they didn't have a lot to play for. League
Hmm.
was their main focus.
Hmm.
हमेशा हमने देखा कि ऐसे कोई छोटी टीम अगर अच्छा करती है, वो नेक्स्ट सीजन बहुत ही गंदा करती है।
And the funny thing is ना कि if Nottingham would have stayed third and reached UCL, तो UCL के फर्स्ट कुछ गेम्स हारते गंदा, फिर वो लोग छोड़ देते, वो लोग लीग पे फोकस करते. But the fact that they are in UECL means that they have a chance of going ahead far in that competition, which makes the season more difficult for them.
Yeah,
And their focus to be on that cup as well.
Exactly. Because they
Now
look
they have
at
to focus
the
on top four. They have to focus on winning that league.
UECL.
अगर FA
Even if not वो लोग भी सेम कर सकते हैं जो तुमने किया। टॉप 4 आए नहीं आए, तुम यूएसीएल जीत जाओ, यूरोपा में खेलो। वो वैसा सोच के खेलेंगे फिर।
Because if you think about it,
Hmm.
UECL, like, it doesn't have good teams.
yeah,
It doesn't. So,
very few good teams. But yeah, let's move on from PL.
Yeah.
and let's talk about Syria. Like,
Serie
what
A,
a
yeah.
crazy season in Syria.
Crazy,
Absolute
crazy.
bonkers. Napoli out of nowhere. I mean, everybody would have thought, okay, Inter is definitely gonna do a title charge. Then they were doing it. There were a lot of hopes about Juventus, given that Thiago Motta
Thiago
came in,
Motta.
and
Yeah.
Juventus had a fantastic transfer window where they bought so many people, sold so many people, and then even Roma, Del Piero's second season, where he finished on a high the previous season. He was starting
डेड
at a
ऑसी आई थिंक।
sorry,
Yeah,
De
De
Rossi.
Rossi.
De Rossi, my bad.
मैं बोला डेल पियरो कहाँ से रोमा आ गया भाई?
De Rossi. De Rossi had a fantastic end to the season last season. So him taking the second season, it was poised. With Napoli, like Napoli was there, but nobody was expecting a title charge. Them and Atalanta. Atalanta randomly gave a big cash title charge, like for
Yeah.
the first two
Yeah,
thirds.
yeah, yeah. They were in the talking of the league.
Yeah. Till two thirds of the season they were. So and that, and then the manager, of course, highlight of the season has to be Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
The
MVP man. From you. So nobody expected this. I must say, अगर कोई बोलता नहीं वाली
Yeah,
बात
I
की,
couldn't expect this, bhai.
मुझे ये लगा था that he's a very good player he's a very good utility player. मतलब he will score goals, he will do other things and all. But I never expected him to be the main person of that Napoli squad led by Conte, which has likes of Lukaku and other players. वहाँ पे he was the MVP of the entire Napoli show. So I mean, I was not expecting that from my end. Hello, am I audible?
हाँ हाँ.
But yeah, I was not expecting that. But
Wait, so I
आगे
also wanted. Sorry, I'll also just add a few about Serie A. Like at least the teams that
hmm,
came up in from the last year's competition winners in Serie B, Parma, Como, and Venezia. So Parma, Como, and Venezia से Venezia ही सिर्फ relegate हो गई है अभी वापस
दो टीम स्टे करी
because
हैं.
yeah, दो teams stay करी है. Parma have had a fantastic comeback I think in the second half of the season
And Como
and
killed it,
Como is
man.
Como man,
doing well.
top 10 finish, 10th number finish. That's a fantastic
10th number finish after
thing.
getting promoted to like
last season.
Serie A
Yeah,
last season, which is great, which is
it's
great,
great.
and very well done of for Como president to not let Fabregas go to Inter. That was a very that would have been a crazy deal for Fabregas. Like
Yeah.
पैसे भी मिल रहे होते, अच्छा टीम भी मिल रहा है, टॉप फ्लाइट एकदम मतलब बड़े बड़े कॉम्पिटिशन्स खेलने को आ रहे हैं, but no man stayed loyal to Como. Still wants to coach them and stuff. So yeah, good on
Good, good. He
uh,
did good.
Fabregas in that sense.
Fabregas,
But yeah,
yeah.
Como and Como stay and Venezia are going
But
down.
but the horrendous season that Milan had in the league,
Yeah,
they
the
uh,
the weirdest season that Milan could have, man.
yeah,
Like, how shit can you be, man? How shit? उनका
Who?
मैनेजर भी
Milan,
नहीं
Milan.
चला कहीं.
Milan.
Milan,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Terrible,
भाई
terrible.
मैनेजर नहीं चले, प्लेयर्स नहीं चले, कुछ नहीं चला.
तो मैं अपने यहाँ पे देख पा रहा हूँ इन लोग मैच डे 5 5th मैच वीक के बाद से they have been in a complete decline. And
Hmm.
at one point they got stable, but they were in the middle half. Seventh, eighth, ninth, ये पोजीशन होती है मिलान की यार. And even after मतलब I don't know what wrong happened with them. I mean, it would have been better अगर यार मितुल होता तो वो थोड़ा सा और अच्छा से एक्सप्लेन करता कि क्या गलत हो गया मिलान के साथ. But एक बात ये भी थी, just want to get all of your attention into this thing. So at one point
Uh,
in this season,
we need to also talk about Roma, especially Ranieri.
Yeah, we did actually. Like on a lot of streams, we did talk
yeah,
about
Yeah, I
Ranieri,
mean, but
what he
yeah,
did.
like it's absolute mad respect to bring Roma to a point. Like it was a Leicester season. Since Ranieri came, Roma had a Leicester season.
yeah, yeah.
Like Leicester
They
2016.
were
I mean,
क्योंकि they were
but
pretty bad in, I guess they were 11th or 12th before
they were,
Ranieri came in.
oh yeah, they were 12th. They were 12th at a point when
Yeah,
Ranieri came in. And again, you have to put into context that it was De Rossi who got thrown out midway, and then somebody else came in, and he also shat the bed.
yeah,
And also the complicated circumstances in which De Rossi left.
yeah,
Gali
yeah,
de de
फॉन्सेका आया था क्या बीच में? नहीं.
somebody they got, not Fonseca. They got somebody.
हाँ, sorry, Fonseca started with Milan and then
Yeah.
Fonseca आया था, correct.
So they got in somebody in between. He shut the bed. Ranieri came in, and that old man, like
The
Roma,
passion he has for the game, man.
seriously. And Roma, like after Ranieri came, I think Roma got second highest or third highest points,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Hmm. So yeah, and what I was going to say that this league was very tight. So
Oh yeah.
at one point I remember specifically. I mean, we were in Feb or March, in the almost last 10 game भी कुछ बचे रहे होंगे, and I guess in span of like 15 points there were टॉप से लेकर 14 13 14 तक की टीम उतने पॉइंट से बस एक दूसरे से इधर उधर थी. तो
I think this was the league that got decided on the final day.
yeah, it was the league which got decided in the final day. 8 points से मिला इंटर ended up losing this league, and Napoli won it for the
And वो भी
second
दोनों
time in
टीम
4 years.
and वो भी दोनों टीम Napoli and Inter won their respective games 2-0. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
final games.
yeah. The visuals were anyway fantastic. You love to see those visuals, man, that actually came in when Napoli won. Yeah, that is the thing over there. Uh, yeah, Vishal.
Small note to Bundesliga, Harry Kane.
Yeah,
I mean, The only happening thing that happened in Bundesliga was Harry Kane winning a trophy.
Harry Kane winning a trophy, and
And
Xabi Alonso not having the sort of season that he had prior
I mean,
prior
that
to this.
was
It was
unexplainable.
never, but
It is the ulta of what I said about Inter.
huh,
Leverkusen had such a season, it can't go better. Why that is for what I said. Why United had such a bad season, it can't go worse.
yeah.
So,
So yes, but
but
yeah,
yeah,
ट्रॉफी
Alonso
कर्स टूट गया भाई, बहुत बड़ी बात है, उस आदमी कुछ नहीं जीता था आज तक.
seriously. So yeah, Harry Kane and of course the DFB Pokal became very interesting.
Yes,
Stuttgart ended up lifting the
lifting.
Uh,
trophy.
DFB Pokal randomly that fourth league team,
थर्ड
which
ईयर
was
थर्ड ईयर
Third,
थर्ड ईयर
third
third year तब
year.
भाई क्या
भाई
होता, मतलब अगर थर्ड ईयर आप अगर कहीं वो जीत जाती टीम और थर्ड ईयर से दे वुड हैव बीन प्लेइंग इन द यूरोपा,
हाँ,
माहौल हो जाता भाई, लिटरली माहौल हो जाता वो. But yes, that is the thing with Bundesliga, and जाते जाते हम थोड़ा सा टच कर देते हैं ला लीगा पे. ला लीगा बहुत ही ओपन रेस थी एट वन पॉइंट. दिस बार्सिलोना वाज डूइंग गुड, फिर उनका एक बैड पैच आया जिसमें एथलेटिको अलग से निकल के आई. एथलेटिको हवा बंद कर दी, फिर एथलेटिको खराब गई तो रियल मैड्रिड, उनका भी सीजन अच्छा होना शुरू हुआ, फिर रियल मैड्रिड फंबल्ड 10 पॉइंट लीड ओवर बार्सिलोना. फैंटास्टिक मैन, हाउ डू यू एंड अप डूइंग दैट थिंग?
I
आई डोंट
swear.
नो.
But
भाई
yeah,
मेरे को तो डर लग गया था भाई जब वो हम डिप में फॉर्म था, मैं बोला लीग गया, लीग जीत ही नहीं रहे. तब भी लीग निकालना बहुत अच्छा था.
breakout season for Julian Alvarez for Atletico. He had a fantastic
या
season for them.
Sorloth also has had a
Sorloth,
great season.
Sorloth had a great season. Isco,
Redemption.
भाई
what a
एंटनी,
and
एंटनी भाई क्या मतलब, आप ऐसे भूलो मत
These
एंटनी
two
को.
players have had Isco and Anthony have had redemption arcs, man. This
absolute.
आई मीन
But
these are the talking points from La Liga that we can actually place into. सेविया के साथ बहुत ही गंदी हालत थी, आई रिमेम्बर बिफोर द स्टार्ट ऑफ द सीजन. ऑल्दो अभी नाउ दे आर मोर स्टेबल फाइनेंशियली, भी उनके साथ बहुत खराब हालत थी सेविया
I'm
की.
actually
Osani,
just scared. I'm क्या बोल रहे हैं?
ना तू बोल.
I'm scared of Real Madrid next season because they've already started getting all the players and coaches and भाई Xabi Alonso ला लिया ठीक है, ट्रेंट ला लिया, हॉइसन ला लिया, फिर वो कैरेरास ला लिया.
I think we were discussing it last week है कि ये सीजन कार्लो थोड़ा दूध भात सीजन, मतलब पेरेस बोल दिया था ये दूध भात सीजन है. I'll not give you players because Xavi Alonso is coming next season. ये प्लेयर से जो कर
तू
सकता है तुम
कैसे
कर
कैसे
ले,
निकाल, हाँ वही वाला
कैसे
क्या.
कैसे जो कर सकता है तू कर ले, बट
उसके
प्लेयर्स नहीं
बाद
मिलेंगे.
भाई पेरेस बोले ले ये ले ये ले ये ले, जो
वो
चाहिए
पैसा
ले.
बचा रहा था जावी के लिए. But
प्रॉब्लम आ गया. या
yeah, I mean, sorry, what I was saying. Sevilla, Osani, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like the third consecutive season where Sevilla had started a season where they were 17th or 18th in the league.
उनका फाइनेंशियल ट्रबल्स बहुत ज्यादा
But yeah,
बहुत.
I mean, for the third time back to back, had a season where they were like 17th, 18th in the league, and then suddenly they came back and did
एंड
better.
वेलेंसिया एंड सेविया ये दो ऐसे टीम्स हैं जो फाइनेंशियली इतना सफर कर रहे हैं.
Right.
उनके डेट्स इतने हो गए कि मतलब उनके प्लेयर्स रुकना नहीं चाह रहे. दे वांट टू लीव. दे आर नॉट, द प्लेयर्स आर नॉट पेड. वो
And
चले
imagine
जाते हैं.
these two are Europa League legend teams.
यस
या
यस, वही मैं बोलने वाला था भाई, दोनों वेलेंसिया एंड सेविया, भाई गॉड.
And both Emery, both because of Emery.
एमरी, या एमरी एक्सपर्ट इन
and
विनिंग
just see
यूरोपा.
the crop of players that have gone out also from this team. Like Sevilla and Valencia have also been quite at a time a feeder club as well.
Correct.
ये टीम से भी गए हैं प्लेयर्स काफी.
I mean, this speaks volume anyway. You finished 17th in your league. Just 1 point of relegation. It would have been Sevilla which might have been going down. 1 point से बचे हैं इन लोग बस. And talking about Valencia also, Valencia V12 finish करी है season. So I mean a forgettable season for them anyway. Celta Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, ये सब टीमें इस बार टॉप हमको देखने को मिली ऊपर करते हुए. And
Vallecano, I have been following since they came up, and like they are consistent. Like they have become the Crystal Palace of La Liga right now. Like
वो निकाल देते हैं.
people.
वो लीग में रहना उनको ये हो जाता कि भाई अब
चार
बस लीग
सीजन
में
थे,
है
ये
बस.
फिफ्थ सीजन था उनका, कंसेक्यूटिव फिफ्थ सीजन था उनका in La Liga
उनके लिए
this
वही
season.
टारगेट है. हमको लीग में we have to stay in the top league. That's it.
Girona, but one fall that I would last season they were killing it. They were एक टीम निकल के आई जो अचानक से कहीं से तो कुछ करके प्लेयर चल रहे थे सब हो रहा था. Look at them, they finished 16th this season.
भाई
Again,
they
1 point of relegation.
UCL
Vishal
में
bhai, 1 point of
UCL
relegation.
UCL में they were 32nd in the group stage.
Yeah, God knows what happened with them. I
Fifth
mean,
worst.
obviously they lost one of their main player वो जो यहाँ आया सिटी में क्या नाम है उसका न्यूनेस माथियास न्यूनेस.
No. Matthias Nunes comes from Wolves. Um, I didn't think.
Savinho.
Huh?
Savinho.
Savinho.
Yeah, Savinho. I mean, a lot of other players as well. They might have also gone in here and there. But yeah,
उनसे
sad
striker
for
निकल गया था ना. What was the name of the guy? Sorlo. Not Sorlo. The famous striker from Girona last year. He went. I think Sorlo only somebody. But हाँ.
yeah. So the three teams which are getting relegated over there is Leganes, Las Palmas, and Real Valladolid. ये तीनों टीमें नीचे गई हैं वहां से. पता नहीं ऊपर 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 कौन आ रही है. ऊपर ऊपर
ऊपर
का
वाला
हमको
तो
याद.
हम डिस्कस करेंगे. We'll do a
हाँ,
season preview.
we'll do, yeah, we'll do. But I mean, these were the बड़ी बड़ी लीग का. बाकी लीग वन में it's anyway PSG's league to win. That is sorry, PSG's league to lose, which they did. They won it, and they
Oh,
won also the Champions League.
हाँ. And quick season review of ISL. East Bengal shit. मोहन बगान के पास पैसा है.
हाँ.
बस that is the review. Mohan Bagan. Oh, Punjab randomly. If you remember the season, Punjab started the season like crazy. They were top of the league for the first half of the season. They were winning everything, and then Jo downfall हुआ. They finished 1 point above East Bengal.
Who
Below
winning
East
it?
Bengal.
Below East Bengal for that matter. Yeah,
हाँ.
HFC Punjab they were below East Bengal. Mohan Medan came up with a lot of hype and they flopped horribly.
Yeah.
Who took the lead? कौन जीता?
ATK.
As always.
As always, जिसके उनके पास ही पैसा है उन्हीं लोग जीतता है.
एटीके
गोयनका
नहीं,
LSG में जो पैसा
मोहन
बचा है
बगान बोलिए. मोहन बगान बोलिए, एटीके मत बोलिए.
वो है.
भाई तुम लोग स्टार्ट ऑफ द आईएसएल सीजन 3 क्लब्स रहेंगे एंड में 80 के
हाँ,
ही
अरे
लेके गए.
अपन ने कितना हाइप किया था भाई. होली ट्रिनिटी ऑफ बंगाल फुटबॉल, कोलकाता फुटबॉल इज नाउ इन. ऐसा ऐसा क्या मोहम्मदन. लुक एट मोहम्मदन भाई. लास्ट दे फिनिश लास्ट. टट्टी से भी टट्टी खेले मोहम्मदन वाले आगे ऊपर.
अब अभी फाइट ऑफ द टट्टीज अगले सीजन होगा ऑफ टू लेजेंडरी क्लब्स. एक मोहम्मदन एक चर्चिल ब्रदर्स.
ओह यस. अभी अभी कंफर्मेशन कुछ आया क्या कौन आ रहा है.
मोटा मोटी चर्चिल आने वाला है.
Chelsea आने वाला है. Okay. Okay. So this was what our understanding of all the leagues that we wanted to. Do we need to discuss transfers? No. We'll do it. We'll have more time. अभी transfer window थोड़ी सी बंद हो जाएगी before the Club World Cup. Partial transfer window इस बार. Premier League में शायद बंद हो रही है if I remember correctly. So I mean we will have a lot of more clarity I guess next वाले transfer. अपन transfer पे ही अच्छे से बात करते हैं as well as the Club World Cup hype. You were listening to the episode number 63rd of Offside Takes. I hope so. वैसे आज एंगेजमेंट नहीं था. We know anyway. सबका ऑफ सीजन हो गया. फैंस का भी ऑफ सीजन हो गया. बोले हमारा हो गया बस करके एवरीबॉडी. वो तो फीफा के कारण में बहुत चूल है कि अरे हमको हमको एक क्लब वर्ल्ड कप कराना है 4 साल में. इसको भी कराएंगे एक बार. तो चलो थोड़ा सा हाइप है थोड़ी बहुत. जो क्लब्स खेल रहे हैं उसमें भी यहाँ पे जितने लोग हम लोग बैठते हैं उसमें सिर्फ हम और सिर्फ चेल्सी बस खेल रही है. यूवेंटस नहीं खेल रही है ना आई गेस.
यूवेंटस
यूवेंटस भी है. अच्छा, चेल्सी और यूवेंटस ही है जो खेल रहे हैं. तो ऑब्वियसली हाइप बहुत लो है उसका. बट खैर देखते हैं. हम अच्छे से बात करेंगे अगले वीक. दिस इज मी श्रीहर्ष alongside Bishal, Shreya and Siddhant signing off. Have a great week ahead. फाइनल देख लो बस शुरू होने वाला है 10 मिनट के अंदर गाइस. whoever is listening if anybody is. Bye bye. Have a great week ahead. Bye bye.